Hello, my friends. My name is Wendy Sanford, and I am the Adult Reference Librarian at the Ringwood Public Library, and I welcome you to this month's edition of Mid-Month Make-Its with Wendy. Usually my mid-months, I like to make things from the Dollar Tree, and so they're rather inexpensive from dollar stores. But depending on how you look at this craft, it's either my most expensive craft ever or the cheapest craft ever. Let me explain. Going to be using this empty bottle container of my laundry detergent. Now, if you want to look at it like I am repurposing, then it's free. Or if you want to include how much we actually paid for this laundry detergent, it's about $16 or $17, which would be kind of my most expensive craft ever. I like to look at it as I am repurposing, and so this is costing me nothing to use this. It will cost me nothing to pull a few of these down from my basement for my decorations. I already have this jute string. I need some paint brushes, and I have orange paint from all of my paint supplies. I have a bunch of different oranges. I have white. How about these two corks that I will use as the stem? So also with scissors, my E6000, and a pretty ribbon from downstairs and in my fall collection, and I'm considering this free. First step in this fast and easy and cheap craft is to take my container and I'm going to cover it with white acrylic paint totally from top to bottom, and I'll wait for that to dry. Chalk paint would probably work very well too, but since well, actually this is chalk paint. I just want it to just be a base coat, so any of your acrylic whites would work. So my bottle is completely painted white, top and bottom, all sides, and I can't see the Gain detergent advertisements anymore. So I'm going to put this aside to completely dry. So for the pumpkin stem, I have two different size corks. Again, you probably have something like this just laying around the house. So mine actually cost me nothing. I'm going to stack it like that. It's going to hopefully look like a pumpkin stem once I wrap it with the twine. But to begin, I have my E6000. You could also use a hot glue gun. I love my E6000. I'm going to put some right here in the middle of the big cork. I'm going to put some on the end of that cork, stick them together, and I'm going to hold them there to dry. I glued the corks together, and I'd like to wrap them now in the jute rope. And I think that this is the way that I'm going to put it on top, because this is my model. And as you can see, the stem is thicker on the bottom and thinner on top. So I'm going to do thicker on the bottom and thinner on top. I'm going to put glue here and then just keep wrapping the jute around it. I painted the top of this orange just in case I'm not good at finishing the top off. At least it'll have some color to it. So I'm making myself laugh with this, but I got it done. Just wrap the jute twine around and around and around, and it'll be the bottom. This is the top, and then I did the top. It's not perfect, makes me laugh, but hey, that's what crafts are. It looks homemade. So here's where the fun begins. I took this called orange, took this called deep yellow, put them in my cups and mixed them with white. So I have a darker orange and I have a creamsicle color orange. And what I want to do first is to put mostly the dark orange first on the container, but while it's still wet, I'm going to add the other color just to see if they'll mix nicely and make a striation. So let's try it. I'm considering this the back of the design. This is the side that has the handles. That'll be the front. I'm going to experiment a little bit with the back of this, starting with the darker orange. So just take some on my brush and paint. This is my experiment. I'm going to put a lot. I'm not going to be fussy on this side right now. This is my experiment side. Painting with the darker orange. I will get in here eventually. I'll try. But just for now, I want to experiment with mostly this part. So there's what I consider the darker. Here's my creamsicle color. Let's see if I stripe it. So this is just, I'm going to try this. I'm going to let it dry, and if I like the effect of this, then I'll do it throughout the entire pumpkin. But let's just let this dry first. This is our pilot project number 1. So I did the back of the pumpkin. This is the side with the indents. It's okay, but I think that the indents really threw me off a little bit. So I'm going to hope against hope that this side, I'm going to get it right. sort of pumpkin-y, dark orange, light orange, sort of pumpkin-y. I did the top. Bottom didn't need to be orange, so I didn't do that. And I think that it's okay. I see a big orange pumpkin. What I'm gonna do now is decorate it. Let's see, we have, there, now it is very pumpkin-y. This is going to get glued on to the top. And I'm not gonna put a lot of flowers on it. I think just this one sprig is nice. I could either hot glue gun it back there or E6000 it, but I think what I want to do is maybe puncture the lid and stand it up so that I still have this fan shape. So I think that I'm just going to go and get my sharp knife and puncture the lid, and I'll just stand it in there and hot glue gun or E6000 this right in front of it. So I did puncture the lid. I got the leaves inside. I E6000 the stem. This is what I have so far, and I think the only thing that's missing now is a great big bow. So I had an already made bow that I bought at the dollar store. I took out the back and changed it with this twine so that I can just tie the twine around the stem that we made from twine. I'll cut off the excess in a minute, but let's just see. And out of laundry detergent bottle, we have a autumn decoration. Again, I'm considering this made with zero money because the laundry detergent would have been trashed, recycled. I already had these downstairs. This was something left over from last year. I have paint, and this can now go outside my front door or over on the coffee table. But I think that it looks cute and very inexpensive, pretty easy to do. So I hope that you'll be able to maybe make yours more pumpkin-y because I'm not that artistic. And I also want to invite you to our next mid-month Make It's with Wendy. And I hope that you have a fabulous autumn, and I'll see you soon at the library. Bye.